One of my core values is staying in fighting shape. So, what does that mean? It basically means practicing something every day so that you can be ready to go at the drop of a hat. You're ready for anything that life throws at you. There's a couple of different ways to think about it. So, there's one is the negative situation, an opportunity where life throws something at you and you have to be ready to keep yourself safe, keep your family safe, protect your assets, whatever it is. One of the examples I gave a while back is that we were on the interstate heading home for Thanksgiving one year, and the car in front of us, something dropped off the back. It was like a piece of angle iron. It went through the front of the grill on our car and punctured the coolant line, and our car just like immediately shut down. And this was like 5 hours between my mom's house and from our house. I had a 2-month-old in the car, a 2-year-old in the car, and didn't really know what to do. So it's like, man, this really sucks. And I had to figure out how to navigate getting not a tow truck, but a car hauler, and taking it back to our place in South Carolina, and then lining up transportation for our whole trip going forward. It was a nightmare, but it just reiterates that there's always going to be stuff in life that sucks. Like, you're going to have to deal with stuff that you don't want to deal with and that you aren't necessarily planning on. So, as sharp as you can be in those kind of situations, mentally, physically, if your kid is running towards the road or is on a bike and can't stop and there's a car coming, like, you need to be in good enough physical shape to run and grab that kid if you can. In the case of the car, you have to be resourceful enough to be able to call people and figure out, if you need a tow truck or a car hauler. You have to have the mental acuity to be ready for those situations. And then on the flip side of that, there's going to be good opportunities that come your way, and you have to be ready to seize on that in the moment. If you're in an elevator with someone that's like a billionaire or has resources, or someone that you want to pitch, and the opportunity presents itself for them to hear what you can do, like, you have to be ready for that. Potential client could hit up your DMs and been like, I have a short timeline, what can you do? Like, you have to be ready for that kind of stuff. One of the best examples of this was on Tim Ferriss's podcast. Jamie Foxx was on there talking about the situation where Kanye West was at his house. Think whatever you want about Kanye West. He was world class at one point in time at what he did. But anyway, at this time he was an unknown, and Jamie remember seeing him across the room. Someone brought him over and introduced him to him, and he's like, "Well, let's hear what you do. I hear you're a rapper." And he's like, "Do you need a boombox or something?" And Kanye's like, "No, just do it right here." And then just freestyled, blew everybody away. He was ready to go, like, in the moment. He wasn't like, I need these conditions. I need a boombox. I need a whatever. And then he made it to the top. And that's what it takes to get to those levels. You don't ever want to stop, even if you do make it to those higher levels. I see this so often too in the business world. Managers, people that used to be individual contributors, start leading a team, or get to the executive level, and then they just stop practicing whatever it was. Like the analysis part. If you're doing services like copywriting, public speaking, any of that stuff, like any skill that you don't practice every day is going to atrophy. And so no matter what it is, like, you hear stories of Warren Buffett, like, he still does his own analysis even at his age. Like, he's just always reading. He's always doing the thing that made him the richest man in the world. Like, he's still doing it. So I see the reverse of that all the time, especially in industry, of people that they get to a certain level and think they've made it. They stop doing whatever it is they're doing. Maybe life hands them a layoff or something, and then they have a really hard time getting back because they've stopped networking. They don't have the contacts they used to have. They don't have the skills that got to them to where they are anymore. And so a lot of their value is gone. So there's a lot of value in staying sharp, staying in fighting shape, practicing every single day. World-class musicians, they don't stop practicing. They don't get their Grammy and then stop. If they do, their career is over. And some of them can coast on royalties or whatever, but the really prolific ones still practice. The Chet Atkins, world-class guitar player, someone I knew went over to his house like right before he died in his 90s, and he was talking to him, but he had a guitar in his hand, and Chet was doing these finger exercises with his left hand the whole time. He just never stopped at being the best at what he was doing. So that's my advice. Just whatever you're doing, be the best at it. Practice it every day, even if it's for a little bit. It doesn't have to be an hour a day. It can be a minute a day. Stick with it, keep it up, and never stop.